He's not waiting for someone to refer him. He is getting in front of the decision makers. You always need to ask for a meeting. You need to form that connection. You need to have a conversation because one link is not enough. You need to meet real humans and humans who have the power to make the hiring decisions. Welcome back to the podcast, my friends. We are back with another episode of the FAQ series. That's the series of episodes where in each episode I break down one of your most frequently commonly asked questions. And today I am talking about referrals, referral links, and why they don't lead to interviews and offers. And it is something that I hear quite often because if you've been around, you probably know that I talk about advocacy and meeting the decision makers and building those connections, building those advocates, getting insider intel all day, every day. And to that, I often hear that, Anna, networking does not work. I have gotten referrals before. I have gotten referral links that I've applied with and nothing happens. And I often find that that's kind of told to me with this energy of, aha, got you. And this doesn't work. And at the same time, I quite literally have hundreds and hundreds of examples of our clients that show that networking does work. But why is it that so many people feel like it doesn't? Why does it feel like, okay, well, someone referred me, someone sent my resume to the hiring manager, or someone gave me a referral link, and you feel like that's a win. You feel like you're so close, and yet you never hear back. You don't get an interview, let alone moving forward with the process and getting an offer. And that's when that happens, of course you feel like this is all BS. Why is this not working? When I've been told that all I need is to get a referral, yet it's not working. Well, let's talk about it. First and foremost, a referral link is not the same as having an advocate. Because is a referral link better than no referral link and just blindly, coldly, just blindly cold applying online? Yes, a referral link is probably better, but it's 1% better. A referral link doesn't mean that someone is talking to the decision makers about you. It doesn't mean that someone is telling them, hey, hiring manager, you should meet Patricia. She's awesome. It doesn't mean that anyone is giving you insider intel about what's coming down the pipeline with any of the opportunities within the team. No one is telling you, hey, here are our priorities on the team. Here are our goals, our challenges. So you can't use that information, even if you do get an interview. So that referral link that you had wasn't really that helpful because that's not an advocate. That's not networking. Referral links is not networking. And before we talk about what to do if someone gives you a link or someone says, hey, I'll forward your resume, I actually want to share a recent story, or actually it's a series of stories of someone in our community for you to know just what happens behind the scenes, what other people are doing right now to actually land interviews, to have that insider intel, because these are the type of people that you're competing with. So one of our clients, Matt, he joined us in October, and he was actually in the beginning, before joining the Start Canada program, he was in Network Like a Pro. So he already started networking and he was already landing meetings and he was very, very active. So in October, he posted this update. He said, I just had an excellent call with the hiring manager. And now I have a strong understanding of the must-haves and the purpose of the role. And then he says, I have a recruiter phone screen tomorrow, but based on our conversation, it sounds like I may already be through that stage. So he met and talked to the hiring manager before he was officially in the process, before he was officially interviewing for the role. He knew all the insider intel on what this role was about. Now, the hiring manager actually pushed his candidacy forward, so he knew that he was moving along through the process. He knew he was actually through the recruiter stage already, and he went all the way to the end, didn't get an offer. But he continued on with the process. It's totally normal to not get every single opportunity that you interview for, but he is sticking to this process. So he posted another update on Tuesday, January 13th. So a couple of months later, he said, that's a different opportunity. I had an excellent call with a senior leader on the healthcare team at this type of company. I applied for this position back in December, and I finally broke through with a cold LinkedIn message after the holidays. So he applied for the role, but that's what our clients do. They apply, but their first instinct is not to endlessly tailor their application, but rather, who do I talk to? So he spent weeks trying to get someone to talk to him. So he finally broke through to a very senior leader. So actually someone that the hiring manager reports to, had an excellent call. And then he says, she introduced me to two hiring managers, one for the role that he applied and another for a more senior role that hasn't been posted yet. So later that week on January 20th, he says, last Thursday, I had 3 networking calls. So he's not even in the interview process yet. He has met 3 people. 2 of them are hiring managers for 2 different roles. And he has met the boss of those 2 people. So now he has the boss of his boss, so his skip manager, advocating for him, telling the hiring managers, hey, I just met Matt. He's awesome. You guys should definitely talk to him. And they did. And now he's currently in the interview process for these opportunities. And see, he is not asking anyone for a referral link. He is not waiting for someone to refer him. He's not waiting for anyone to do the work for him. He is getting in front of the decision makers. So let's talk about it. What do you do when someone tells you, hey, here's my referral link. You can use it to apply. Or when someone says, hey, great, give me your resume, I'll forward it along. This is not a win. This is the first step. What you need to do here is to say, love that. Really appreciate your support. I would love to connect with, and here ideally you insert the name of the hiring manager and say, I would love to connect with this person directly to sit down and discuss, to understand their current priorities and any challenges that they're facing, to see if this potentially can be a mutual fit. Would you be open to making an introduction? And you can give them a couple of options here. You can say, if you're open to it, introducing us over email or over chat on LinkedIn, I'm also happy to reach out to them directly and mention your name if that's okay with you. So if they're busy, they don't have time for an introduction, they can just say, yeah, reach out to them. But now you have that permission, but you're also giving them ideas. Oh yeah, I'll just introduce you guys on LinkedIn. That's easy. But see, we're not just saying, okay, that's great, and we're stopping there. We're working towards our goal of meeting with the hiring managers. We're asking for now that introduction and that connection. Now, if that person doesn't know who the hiring manager is, or maybe you don't know who the hiring manager is, you can ask them, right? You can say, hey, I am looking to connect with people on the ABC team, right? So the team that you are targeting, because I really want to understand deeper what they're working on right now, what their priorities are for 2026 or for the next year, and where they might be getting stuck. Do you know anyone on the team that you can introduce me to that I can talk to? Ideally, you also don't just ask anyone that you know. Ideally, you go on that person's profile, the one that you're talking to already who offered you the referral link, or to forward your resume, and you go on their LinkedIn and see who they're connected to, right? So are they connected to anyone on that team? So then they probably know them. So that's what you do when someone says, here's a referral link, give me your resume, I'll forward it. You always need to ask for a meeting. You need to get people, I always say, you need to get people on the phone or on Zoom. You need to form that connection. You need to have a conversation, because just that one link is not enough. You need to meet real humans and humans who have the power to make the hiring decisions. Okay. You need to meet with the hiring managers. Okay. That is it for today's episode. And if you have been tuning into the podcast, I know there are thousands of you. If you are tuning into the podcast, if you're enjoying the podcast, I ask you to leave us a review either on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. That really helps us out to put out this content every single week. I would really, really appreciate it. All right, that is it for today. I will see you in the next episode.